Hey YouTubers and friends, welcome to my channel, Will the Wise. And in this section of my channel, I'm going to be going over a book review of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Chapter 1. During this video, I want you to think about a couple of questions. At an earlier age, what were you taught to think about money? Why do you work for money? Is this some sort of fear or something? And does that fear ever go away when you make more money? So let's go ahead and dive into the chapter. Hey, story time. So you got two kids, 9 years old, Robert, the main kid, the author, and you got his best friend, Mike. Mike has the rich dad, Robert has the poor dad. So, they're wanting to hang out with their classmates at a beach house, and, they say no. They say, you're poor, you can't come. Those two get enraged, go back home. They start asking their dad how to make money. Poor dad says, hey, go out and make money. So what they do? They go around collecting toothpaste tubes, which back in the day used to be made out of lead. So then they melted them, created nickels, and then they learned about counterfeiting, and then that was shut down. So then they go to the rich dad and ask him, hey, teach us about money. Rich dad was thrilled to hear from these two kids and said, hey, yeah, every Saturday you can work at my convenience store for 3 hours a day, getting 10 cents an hour. The boy said yes, sure. Quickly, Robert became disenchanted with the low pay and the boring work. So he tells his friend, hey man, I'm gonna quit. And he's like, hey, my dad already said you were gonna quit, but before you quit, he wants to talk to you. All right, Robert goes to Rich Dad's office where Rich Dad doesn't acknowledge him right in the beginning. He says, hey, take a seat out there. I will get with you when I'm done with my employees. Hours goes by. He is still sitting out there waiting and getting frustrated every minute that goes by. He is then fed up and goes into the office and says, hey man, you are greedy, you are disrespectful to your people, and you have shown me no sign of respect. And you have taught me nothing. Rich Dad says, no, I disagree. What have I taught you? Life is gonna push you around. Some people let life push them around. Some get angry and push back. Maybe it's on their boss or some of their loved ones. Others welcome it. They welcome life pushing them around because they haven't learned something that they need to learn. So those select few who don't learn always blame other people for their misfortunes, sit back, wait, and hope they get their big break. Others change their attitude. You can't change sometimes everything, but the one thing you can change is your attitude and your outlook on it. And that's what he was trying to teach this young boy. Rich Dad did this in a way to make him angry, because with anger and love, it creates passion, which is a key component to learning. He said, you can't fix me, you gotta learn, you gotta use your brain, you gotta make money work for you and not the other way around. Goes on after he gives them his lecture on passion. Lets him know that money's not going to solve all your problems. You got a lot of people with high-paying jobs who still struggle financially because they don't know how to have money work for them. So he says, hey, Robert, you still trying to learn from me? Robert still starts to agree. And he says, okay. All right, so 3 weeks go by, no pay, and Rich Dad shows up at the convenience store and says, hey guys, let's go for a walk. As they're going for a walk, he asks them, have you learned anything? They hadn't. And he said, hey, if you don't learn this now, you're gonna end up like most people, working really hard your entire lives for very little money. So he started increasing their pay. He said, hey, 25 cents? They looked at each other and they said, no. Okay, what about $1? They still said no. What about $2 an hour? They looked at each other. No, they're not gonna go for it. $5 an hour. And now the boys are like, oh my God. To be paid $5 an hour back in their time, big old deal. Those two boys still said no. Rich Dad was pleased to hear that they did not have a price like many people do. Most people do have a price. It is because it is fear and greed. Fear of being without, so you obtain more money. Once you have more money though, greed sets in and says, hey, I can get this, I can get this, I can get this. entering you into the rat race. And we've all been there. Rich Dad tells himself that the first step was admitting to themselves what they were feeling, that too many people react off their emotions instead of thinking logically, that they are afraid that money is running their lives, so money controls them. That is true. And for me it was until I read this book and I got more insight on everything. And it's not just the poor that face that problem, the rich do too. And as I've been trying to say in this video, that money does not solve all your problems. And he wanted to teach the boys that. He wanted to say, school is important. For most people, it's the end and not the beginning. He encourages them to learn, not to be a professional in one profession. Then you are limited. But to learn and absorb everything around you and understand it. He told them if they keep that eye open, they'll start seeing an opportunity. And once you start seeing those opportunities, you'll start seeing them for the rest of your life, getting you out of that rat race. And sooner or later, those kids did. They ended up finding a convenience store that was throwing out comic books. He asked them if they can have it, got their little space in a library, and started charging kids admission fees to come and read comic books for 2 hours. Was a great success. They made a little bit of a profit, had to shut it down. But in that moment, they learned their first lesson of how to make money work for them. And that is the end of chapter 1. Okay. So now on to the quotes from this chapter that really stood out to me. Hope you enjoy. Let's get into them. So when it comes to money, most people want to play it safe, feel secure, so passion does not direct them. Fear does. Stop blaming me and thinking I'm the problem. If you're thinking I'm the problem, then you have to change me. If you realize that you are the problem, then you can change yourself, learn something, and grow wiser. Most people given more money only get into more debt. And to hit on another one that I really enjoy, a job is really a short-term solution to a long-term problem. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the like button and consider subscribing. More content coming to you like this to get you ahead of life with life hacks and traveling videos to gain a global perspective. This book is an example of a great stepping stone to get that financial freedom that you are looking for, and there's a link to the book down below. Please comment below on the questions that I asked you about earlier in the video and tell me if money is actually controlling your life. Thank you.